Hello guys, it's me Rain, and today I'm gonna show you how to disassemble a Macintosh SE. Give me a sec so I can turn on the lights. It's so dark in here. Okay. Now you see me better. That Macintosh we're gonna be disassembling just by using some of my materials. Okay. So we work back on this again. First, let's grab it. Ready? Okay. Ugh. This is your average Macintosh. Having your back already disassembled. Let's disassemble it. Oh shoot. The back. Now, just to tell you, this is the inside of a Macintosh SE. Really complicated, isn't it? Now, you see the circuit board that's supposed to keep it all functionally working. And there comes the hard drive. We're going to remove this part first. I'm really getting my perfect tools. I'm getting really old here. My tools. Open tool. Trying to find my tool. Oh, there's my toolbox. Let me grab my charger so we can finish this. Yeah, I know, computer. I know it's gonna be bad. Give me a sec. Okay. Set that aside. And let me grab my materials. Oh, there it is. First, you have to use this kind of screw so you can disassemble this first part. Okay. Once you got all the screws, you just put them into a little bin where you don't lose them. Okay? Okay, let's it takes me a long time to make these videos, so I don't usually bother making these videos a lot. And fun fact, if you want to use a screw, try doing it like this. First, if you want to put it there, like if you want to know if it fits, just check it by grabbing the screw and seeing if it fits. And if it fits and it's tight, then put in your screw tight and grab the cover. Where the hell is my cover? Oh shoot. Got it. And when you find it, just unscrew it. Okay, let's unscrew the motherboard. Okay. Okay. You see, when you take care of the motherboard, always be careful of how you remove it, because if you don't be careful to remove it, you could maybe break some parts, just like this one right here. I'm going to resolder them when we get the soldering device. And usually when a screw is tight, just hold it. Wait a sec. That ain't the right screw. Oh, sorry. I accidentally removed that screw. Now it's thrown to the bin. Oh shoot, it's falling apart. Usually when I remove screws, I usually put them in a different box, but nowadays, I'm just a little kid, I just usually just shove them in the bin and then do something with them till we find a replacement. Ah, jeez. Now, let's remove the power supply. Okay. Now for the final part. This thing is so badly. You will have to remove all the parts on this little thing. Okay, let's remove that one since that's the easiest. I have to stuck my finger in there. So if you want to see a closer view of me trying to remove it, here we go. Okay. Second part done. Oh, jeez. There. Ow. Ow. The motherboard is usually the hardest part. Usually you have to remove this, which is fudge. There. Now we could be able to move this one. Give me my thing back. Okay. Now I got the mechanism. Now for the hard part. I have to remove this one by taking it off here, which I already did. Now we have to lay it aside so we can check the mechanism. Now back to these one. Now I have to replace my screw. Okay. Okay. Let's see, let's test the size. Yep. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot the cover. So, when you find... So, now, if you have to remove this part first. Oh, this takes usually a few minutes to do. Now I got it removed. And do you see this? It's the ground. You usually put them right here, usually. Now for the last part. Here it is. You have to remove this so it could show these parts, which are supposed to be for these. So now set these aside. And let me show you the correction right now. Okay. Now for the fun part. This one is now removable. So let's put that aside. So when we fudge, now let's remove this one. This one is for the hard drive, which I could be able to remove after I remove that screw. Okay. Now another screw. Oh, wrong. That's mostly why I messed up. There it is. Okay. Now that we got the motherboard settled out, now for the second part. Removing the hard drive out of its socket. Firstly, I already did this multiple times to the point that I even removed the screws already, so it's going to be easy. So, let's remove it. Now I'll leave the proportions so we can do it. So we got the wires. Now I have to put the wires in a separate bag so we don't lose them. Now, for the final part, removing the chassis. moving the chassis isn't really hard, but I'm just saying it's hard because you will need to know where to put the screws back. Because I made a mistake twice this time trying to remove this whole thing back to place. And when I did that, I messed up a little, and it's still having the problem today. Let's okay, let's remove that. Jesus, ain't how metal, ain't we? Now this one should come out easily if we had removed already the screws. Now we have to remove the little wires. Shoot. God, that's jam stuck. Okay, let's just remove this one first. We'll tighten there. Now I got these parts sorted out. Now let's get this one out. We got it out. Now for the last part. Usually you have to be careful about this one. First, you have to unpucker these two things, and you have to be careful about it because these have grippers. So, should come out right out easily. There. We got the motherboard. I'll tell you a little about it later after we settle removing all of them. Anyway, let's remove this part. Okay. Oh shoot. Now let's just remove this one. Now, we remove these two screws so we can be able to get down the floppy disk reader. Since we already got the hard drive out, and we wanted to make it fully functional, right? You could remove the last one. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it should be easy to remove. Okay. We got that one sorted out. Now I'll have to put this one into the little junkyard holder, and we should remove out the screws. Okay. Okay. Now you see these parts? Forgot about the ground wire. The ground wire I just don't usually put in because I usually miss the screws. Now you get your own fair share of looking at all the parts that we have at the moment. Now, I'm going to show you how to remove them if you want to make it even more harder. This is the motherboard or the circuit board. And usually if you want to save up energy and space or remove parts, always use some pliers, or don't use a plier because you could usually mess it up, but just grab your hands on the mechanism and try pulling them out. This is like back then. I would usually use pliers. Give me a sec. I'm gonna grab it from my old toolbox. That's a triangle. Oh, this one. I'll pry it off. Okay. I got the pliers. Oh shoot, I bent. I accidentally bent one of the wires. I could unbend it into a new. Okay, let's put these down for a second. We're going to reassemble them after. Here, let's find my goofy Jeez! Why do I keep losing my parts everywhere? I mean my screw, because my screw always helps me. God, I always speak British. Yeah. Yeah! What the heck am I supposed to do? Do not have my screw. I just grab another donor one. I just feel like I'm just sending them into death row. Okay. Remove the little part. This one right here. You can remove it just by unflying it. Ow. Now it should come out easily. I'm not really sure what this is, but I'm sure I'm thinking this is not the CPU because the motor. This is the CPU and also the processor and the RAM too. This is the Motorola 6800, probably part of the Macintosh and the Macintosh 128K and 512K. And these were mostly used in these kinds of computers, mostly because it had a better last time than usually any computer would. Oh, God. Okay, it's oh, God, now it's been all bent. Oh, jeez, I'm bleeding because of this. This old CPU drives me crazy. Does it still fit? I have to unbend these wires again. Damn, bro. These things are hard to take care of. Okay. I guess we'll just end here from removing all of these, but I'm just gonna get another one. We're gonna take a whiff or smell of these things. Okay. They should be unbent. Okay, one. Okay, they're stuck. They're stuck again. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I know you will. These things are so hard. Okay? Got them out. Oh, God. Oh, God. God, every single time I take these off, they're always bent. Always one of the pins are always bent. Now I gotta look at it. Now for the reassembling part. Okay. Now we got this part. Now let's put back the motherboard. The motherboard is always the first one because we usually would want this because it always has the simple parts that we need. This part is supposed to be for the hard drive to be connected, and this one's supposed to be for this part to be connected since it has a little port for this. Let's connect it first before we just get even more pain. You have to just slide it in. Out. Now we got that finished. Let's finish this one. First, let's put this first one in here. Okay. Now the second part. Hard to get in, but we got it. Okay. Okay. God, I have to do them over again. Just kidding. Okay, let's now for this part, just push it in. Oh. Now let's. Okay. Now for the part where we have to put them. Just slide them back in. It's a really tricky part because you usually would cut your hands from how you hit your hands on these pins. They hurt. They really hurt. Ow. Shoot. Ow. Goofy. Actually, let me show you the first thing. If you just want to change cases, you could just put it on and then pow. But since I don't have a new case, let's screw it back to the cover. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm going to change the cases a little. Now you're in more. Now you're in more different space. Now for the part where I have to screw them. Shoot. Oh. This is holding my temper from. Oh, not that way then. Well, let's leave that first for us to decide later. Okay. I have to find a way. Oh, there it is. It fits. Fits well. Now for the second part. Getting these screws in. They're really easy to get. Just put them in right here. And then grab my screw. Where the heck did I put my screw? Now my screw's gone. What? How's it? My screw. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got my screw. Let me change it. Okay. I really feel so badly to watching my favorite TV show, Dennis the Menace, man. It's so childish. There. I can't really fit it because it's so tight. Don't mind me, I'm just an 11-year-old trying to fix a whole computer. It does the job anyway. We can just screw the top other half on and then we should be able to get set. Okay. Now let's grab my other one. Grab my trusty one. Okay. Now I put in that where we already screwed it in. Let's put it right here, I guess. Now, you see that? Let's grab it. Don't worry, I'll try shoving my hand in so I could put it back. Oh shoot. Okay, it'll help. So darn heavy. Diddle-doo. Gosh, shoot, why am I speaking Ned Flanders language? Little goodies for you. Hey, neighborinos. Oh, God. Oh, shoot, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Shoot, neighborino language. Diddly do paper. Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Just quit. Okay. That was harder than I thought they were going to be. Okay. Oh, wrong space. Okay. Okay, weird. God. It's going to be a little bit tricky putting that back. God. It's going to be down finished. That damn thing doesn't fit well. You know, good old me. God! Damn! I forgot. I have to. I forgot to put these back. Shoot. Now I have to think of how to do it again. Okay. Let me, I made a little mistake. Okay. Oh. Now I have to think. This is taking me longer time for me. Oh, God, this is time. Shoot. God. Okay. Let me first assemble this part first. Okay, the second part. No. Wait a sec. I keep messing. Well, I'm just gonna put one part because that's what we're gonna just be doing anyway. That's what it was before. Oh shoot. I probably have to do it again. Please wait a sec. Shoot. I want to speak Amir so badly. Oh God, look at that. Hello guys, it's me, Amir. Jeez, I suck at making Amir's voice, man. That girlfriend of mine stole $500 online. I teach her. Send her to new dimension. Have to get from A to B. What the heck is that? I can't even drive that. It's for discount? Actually, it's not that bad. I got this for discount. 55% off. a little bit tricky to get these ones on. Okay, now second one. Let's tighten that. Yeah, solid tight. Now for the other part. There. Oh. Hey, that's the right part. Yeah, probably. Okay. Oh, okay. Here is a thing you can be able to learn. Always, never, and just be careful with your screws. Because if you're not careful with your screws, you could just lose them. Just like what I do. I'm at least 11 years old and I haven't even learned how to even cook. Okay. Is it tight enough? Yeah. Okay, got it. Wait, let me... excuse me. I just ate a whole dinner. I'm not fat. I'm not like Homer Simpson. And not... Sorry for my hands moving. Got that one in. Now for me to fix these little wires because now, it's like switching a wire. Now the other one. Okay, now for the final part. Putting back the motherboard. I just messed up with the motherboard a little. Let me refix it again. Okay. I don't usually like to talk a lot about while I'm working, but usually I usually want to talk. Oh shoot! Ow! Yeah! Every single time I work, I just don't have my finger always safety, and I usually always cut my finger at that process. Did that click? Oh shoot! Shoot, problem. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to. See that? Real metal. This part is for the light, so we can know if the hard drive is connected, I guess. I don't even know, but don't ask me, I'm just 11 years old. And I don't even know barely how to fix a computer. I'm just, why did I say that? I know how to do a computer, but I usually have to disassemble it first and do a little practice. My special thing for beginners is usually, first, if you're not really a really good beginner, then don't start on this. If you just like go back and forth, like disassemble and reassemble till you know how to reassemble a computer again without even disassembling it and not able to reassembling it again. And that's my number one thing I always usually do. Because every single time I usually work on computers, every single time, it's like the same thing I have a problem with watches. Every single time I work on watches, the second I disassemble it, there is no coming back. I just have a disassembled watch that I do not know how to re-put back. And usually that's the worst thing that's the worst nightmare I have every single time I'm a watch collector. Because every single time I want to repair a watch, I always, as usually, a cheapskate. So I usually would save money by doing it myself. And here is the power supply. Just have to put it over here. Let me put it. I'm just humiliating this computer even more. Okay. Okay, let's put this motherboard back. It's a little bit tricky. First, usually when you want to put that little small thing here, let me show you. Put this down, look at here, and then push it. You see that little pin right over there? There's a little connector there. It's supposed to there. See that? Now hold that. Now push it to these little couplers that are supposed to walking like that. Since you have to do this. I'm not really a good person at doing computers. Except to do that. Like, I'm not really good at computer. Like, I'm just a first beginner who's trying to make views. And if I did this correctly, just tell me in the comments, because I don't even know how to do this, and I could just be snapping parts of my own computer right now, which I don't feel good at. God, that screech always makes me feel like I want to hit myself, because I don't even know what to do. Now I got that connected. Let's connect this one. Oh, it's so deep in there. Stuck it so deep. Oh. Here, just look at the background. Shoot. Oh. I'm gonna put some music. Give me a sec. Shoot, my back. Not back. I don't feel this goofy before doing computer. Okay. Now for the second part. You see this little part? Click it right there, and you should be done with that part, at least. Now I have to grab my screw. I only have one, just because I'm just saving up. Oh, whoa. Now the second part. Where is that? Okay. Now. Shoot. Don't be like me. I'm certified. Yeah, I suck at my job. At least we could just connect this so it just doesn't. So this. God, I don't even know how to do it, but this thing is hard to assemble. Okay, give me a sec. Let's connect it right. Hehehe. Now I finished that. Now I just have to reassemble this whole thing. Let's just give it a sec. Let me think. Oh, this black red one. Is it this one that we're talking about? Yeah. Now for the CRT. The CRT I haven't finished yet because we're missing a minor difference here. We're missing a few pieces, and if I didn't, I would. That's the switch right here. You see these little screws right here? Put them back, but oh shoot! I'm just gonna solve that problem way after we're done with this one. These screws. Now it should wait. I'm just disassembling that. Silly me. I keep unscrewing it. Ah! I'm bad at my aim. And if you haven't recently seen my newer videos, I'm not really sure about what I did with those videos, but the POV, my Asian Dad one, is just the one that I made like around the 23rd before I actually made that video. I made that video on November 23rd. And when I made that video, I just don't feel good about sending that video. Since before I actually made that video, my friend asked me not to, but I couldn't hold my urge to making it. So don't get angry at me in the comments, because I'm just shoot. Yeah, it's getting deeper. Get out. Get out. Get out. Now it should be ready. Okay. Ow! Ow! Oh shoot. Give me a sec. Okay. Sorry about the camera angle. It takes. Okay. I've took this to my limits before. I'm just gonna do that now. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. shoot. Golly. God. Sorry about the long time. Been trying to do this for over 2 minutes. I quit. But I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna get that screw. Oh, shoot. God. Okay. I guess we're gonna be stuck with this, I guess. That's, ow! I hate this thing. Unless I stuck. Yeah. I just have rage, man. Like, I know I rage quit all the time, but I don't play games. I just wanna fix it. If only you could give me what I want. This thing could just handle the shakes of Shakespeare and the shakes of everything I hate. How do you do this? I'm just gonna leave that there for a few minutes and we're gonna come back later in the video. Let's put the CRT in. If you didn't know, this CRT is made out of full glass, which everybody knows. I'm just not that. Usually the whole body is made out of metal, but this one is full on glass except for these parts. These components are copper. This this copper actually acts as a component to fix up the lights. This one right here is lead. Lead is a poisonous element and is sometimes used in computers way before 1990s, 2000s at least, because before that they didn't know lead was actually a harmless material, but lead was actually another component that actually worked. But pow, that was your problem. It was poisonous, and people who repaired these actually died mostly because of the lead poisoning. So that's why it was discontinued in 1990. The Macintosh SE was first released in 1987, but it was discontinued in 1990. Because this was the time when Steve Jobs actually left and got kicked out of Apple, the person who actually created the company. So he worked with Pixar for a few years until Steve Jobs actually was called back to be part of the corporation of Apple before he died in 2017. And he worked to making the Apple EG Mac, which was the Mac, the one that had the first ever internet added, which was known as the Ethernet, which was using a phone line, considered a phone line, connector that would connect to your average Ethernet working to a router, I guess. This was also the same time when dial-up existed, but since the Ethernet existed by 1998, people started buying the internet more because it was more of Apple's most recent, most recognizable, most used 2000 computers. It was also the first computer that had glossy, transparent textures. Because Apple back then thought different. That's why they made the catchphrase, think different. That's why in the late 80s they made that catchphrase so they could make people try enforcing them or letting them know that they can think beyond their knowledge and think outside the box. That's why they created the Apple I, the Apple II, and even the Macintosh 128K. That's how Steve Jobs became one of the most recognizable people in the Apple franchise. I'm not really a good informational guy, but if I am true, then tell me in the comments, because I suck at history sometimes. Don't ask me, ask my old friends. Ask the Ham Pals. I'll send you tell you in the comics about the Ham Pals. And anyway, at that time, there was the most failed computer of all time, made by Apple, released around the 90s. I do not know what exactly in the 90s. The Quadra series. The Quadra series is one of the most hated series because it was one of the most failed series that were part of the times when Apple, Steve Jobs had left Apple Corporation. So they made a lot of different computers that were not as good. Like the Quadra. The Quadra series was one of my most unknown series because I don't own one. But I usually wanted to see what the Quadra was like, but I always never knew it because I was never born at that timeline. But the Quadra series was like a series of computers that were like the earliest known copies of our desktop computers. Like, I'm not talking about like other computers, I'm like meaning like those separate computers. I'll show you one of them. Like these ones, but they were 90s style. And that was like a fail at the time because they didn't think of one thing. Compatibility. Because back then who wants a standing computer? Because it could just usually fall. And it's really thick. Like, I can tell it's like the same size as a Macintosh, but I'm just saying that that computer just sucks because why would you want a standing computer? That's what everybody asked in decades for that Quadra series. I was been asking that too also as a theory because they never thought about that until the 2000s, but that was like early test of the Quadra series being known as the earliest standing PCs. God, I feel dumb. But that's why, because I just don't feel, God, I always keep messing up every single time I talk to a camera. I always don't feel comfortable. I'll just talk to you later. But anyway, it's set. Now this big thing is going to be a problem. Give me a second, I'm gonna ask my dad if I could eat some food because I'm hungry, man. I've been working on this thing for quite a while. Bob, I need you to give me the sound again. Sound. Give me a sec, I'm going to go. Anyway, I got that thing finished. Now for the final part. Anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna fix it later. Got it upside down. Now we can put back these old parts. Give me a sec. I'll have to put this in. How way? Oh, there. There it is. Oh yeah, fits. Horribly well. Yeah. This is probably going to be the longest working video I ever worked on. This is probably going to be the first because I never worked on a computer before. I didn't know it was going to be that difficult. Because when I first started this, I never thought I was going to be able to refix it again because I disassembled it multiple times. Not only once, this is the 5th time I've done it. And I felt good doing it because I was still able to put it back. Right now that I'm doing this on camera, I'm not really sure if I could finish this all at the same time because it's about to be 1 hour. God, I've been looking at that. That's like 59 minutes I've been using just to talk on a screen that nobody watches. And nobody usually would as much as I am not, as much as me trying to fix a computer, I'm not that really good, but I still try, at least. Okay. Yikes. That thing's supposed to stay, I guess. Let me get the other. Okay. Let's grab it. Okay. Let me think. This one goes here. Now for the second part, which is not the goodest part. pulling this thing back into its soul. I'm gonna ask for bleach after this. Oh shoot. I'm just showing my talent for now. We're almost done making this video. It's arguably the most longest video I ever made that wasted my time. Almost half of my time already. I wasted half my time on this darn computer. It's like 8 o'clock at least. Okay, now for the second part. Yeah, this computer. I guess we'll just have to end it there. Yeah! Girl, what in the world? Let me just put this. Give me a sec. I'm gonna see you guys in a few minutes. Just have to find a way how to get this back. This is a. Koalas. Okay, let's grab my trusty. Oh! CC's. How marijuana? Okay. Tasty. We got it fixed. We're gonna test it after I put this back. Whoa! This is the same problem over again. I've got this bunch to close. Well, I guess I can't. I didn't fully fix it. But I guess I'm out. I'm gonna show you. I'm going first. Don't worry about my cuts. I'll go plug it in so I could show you. Give me a sec. Sorry. This. Ow. Yo. My computer. Yeah. Just answer Michael Jackson. Give me a sec. I'm not really sure if this is considered working, but don't consider me wrong. This is simply weird. Here, let me... No. It's trying to work. I'm going to fix it. Give me a sec. Let's go. Can't really do anything. Well, that's it for my video.